welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. It is Monday, January 5th, 2026. That's right, 2026. We have to get used to saying that, just like every year. It's a transition. I almost said 2025, honestly. um, I'm here in Georgia, and we had a nice day today. Actually, in the last couple of days, it's been pretty nice. Currently, about 54 degrees outside. I do have my mini split running just to keep the temperature up here a little bit in the shop. And I only turn that on during the day. I don't let it run all night or anything like that, just whenever I'm out here. And it's enough to keep me comfortable when I'm working on projects. Now, the last video that you saw was the Fangold Fastback, part 17. And I was working on the suspension parts under the back of the car. And I get frustrated. I don't always show it. I don't always express it, but I do get frustrated with stuff that doesn't go the way I think it should and the way it was designed to do. So we had problems, or I had problems with the spider piece, as I call it. Couldn't get anything to line up the way that I wanted it to, so I adjusted until I got it as close as I could to make myself feel comfortable with it. Did some welding. Actually had to undo some things because I didn't plan accordingly. Now, when you're doing this sort of stuff, as I mentioned in the video, sometimes you can bolt stuff together and weld it and everything's good. Sometimes you can't do that. And what will happen is either you'll have some expansion of metal from the heat, or you could have an angle that's a little bit different. And I had a hard time getting that spider piece back out of the car because it had expanded slightly and just almost bound up in between the two frame connector pieces. I had to use a mallet to drive it out, and I was so frustrated with myself because I know better. But I point stuff like that out so that everybody can benefit. You know, if you were to do that and have to fight with it, maybe I helped you out by by showing you, that problem. So when I moved to the back of the car and I was working on the bar that supports the sway bar and the coilover shocks in the back, I was proactive. I ended up having to modify those, not unexpected, and I had to shim it, and I used a little bit thicker shims on that one, just to give a little more clearance. I've already welded that, and I've had it in and out a couple times. Hey, guess what? It fits, and it fits the way it should. Now, there will still be paint and different things that go on these pieces and parts as well, so you have to compensate for all of that as much as you can. At this point, I am pretty much ready to do a bolt together and get the differential up under the car. And what I may end up doing is, in this next video, is putting all that together and maybe even put the front spindles on it, all that sort of stuff, and have a look at it. And maybe even, I don't know, maybe put some wheels on it. I don't know. I'm gonna see what I can do, and if I can make it roll, maybe I will. But that's kind of the plan. Now, today's been an off day for me. I don't know what I think I ate something that was not good, and it's not agreeing with me even now as I'm communicating here. I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? Sometimes you eat something that just doesn't agree with you, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I'm going to hang in here as long as I can, and try to make the most of this podcast, this live stream. Now, as I pointed out, I said, let's talk about cars and projects. And y'all know the Fangold Fastback is my priority for this year. But I also have the Falcon project. Of course, I have my Mach 1, which I should probably be working on in my off time. But I'm really kind of fixated on that Falcon at the moment. I don't want it to be pretty. I don't want it to be a show car. I just want to have a car that I can drive, enjoy, and not worry about it getting scratches or wet or anything like that. And that's kind of where the Falcon is. Now, what I plan to do is continue doing the work on the Fangold Fastback during the week, and probably on the weekends, probably to try to do some stuff with the Falcon project. So back there is a 289 engine that I had that's out of a 67 Mustang, and it may or may not be usable. I'm debating on what I'm going to do with it. I'm trying to hone it because it had there's some rust in the cylinder, one of the cylinders in particular, and I'm going to try to hone that up here and then have another look at it and see if I can't make it work. If not, I will pursue probably a 302 roller engine, later model, and build from there. So that's kind of the agenda for this coming year for me, and hopefully everybody else has their own projects that they're getting into and working on. Again, I'm going to see how far I can go tonight because I'm not 100%. I can guarantee you that I'm not 100% right now. So first in tonight, Rick Gain. Here's hoping this year's better than last year. Everybody click the thumbs up button, and let's have some good car talk. I'm now the proud owner of a 2003 Silverado. Just have to figure. There's probably more to that statement somewhere, and I don't see it. So I'm sure there's more to that statement, but there's something he has to figure out. Glad you're here, Rick. Jiggy, Happy New Year. My goal for 2026 is to finish the metalwork on my 65 fastback conversion. Whoops. That's a good goal to have. And he also says, that was my goal for 2025, but it turned out not to be as easy as Barry made it look. Sorry about that. Rick Stevenson, good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. Good evening, Rick. Glad you're here. Get my first sip of coffee. Always enjoy some coffee. Hey, Matco Man. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone survived all of the holiday activities. Yeah, and we had a great Christmas. We had plans for New Year's to have our kids here and our grandkids here, and it just didn't work out. So it's just me and the wife. And so I'm sure everybody has their New Year's tradition. If you grew up in Pennsylvania or the northern part of the country, you may have a different tradition than people in the South. In Pennsylvania, we grew up eating sauerkraut and sausage and pork on New Year's Day for good luck. In the South, they eat greens, and ham or something. I don't even know. We don't participate in the Southern delicacies on New Year's. We do the northern stuff that we grew up with. Macamet says, Jiggy, that is my goal for my 65 fastback to be a roller. There you go. Vincent Fitante, good evening, everyone. New year, new challenges. Let's hope it's a good one. Barry, I read you are considering turning your 289 into a roller. I'm doing the same, but the cams are pricey. Ouch. Well, I'll have to do some research. I'm trying to, as I've said, but welcome, Vincent. As I said, I'm approaching this whole project as low budget as I can. And, I'm trying to sell the Mercruiser boat engine. I've actually decided to sell that Helix suspension kit that I got. That it wasn't meant for the Falcon overall. It was meant for a different vehicle, a Ford truck, but it'll interchange with a lot of different things. You just have to cut it and modify it, but you have to cut it and modify it to make it fit anyway. So it's not that big a deal. But I've decided I'm going to sell that kit, sell this Mercruiser engine, and put that money towards the Falcon project. The goal would be to break even as close as I can, and that may or may not happen, but we'll find out. Ralph Zeman, good evening from Germany. Good evening, Ralph. Welcome. I appreciate everybody coming in, and we haven't had anybody from Germany in a while, so I'm glad you're here. Travis Holtman, good evening, all. One of my top patrons. Good evening, Travis. Glad you're here. Terry Keithley, good evening, everyone. And Barry, Happy New Year. Please hit the thumbs up and like button for Barry. Thank you kindly, Terry and Betty and the cats. Nice gob cake, Barry. Yes, thank you, Terry. I shared an email with Terry because we talked about gobs and traditional gob snack cakes from Pennsylvania. And my wife makes a delicious gob cake. And so we had that for over Christmas. Dave Britton, good evening from snowy Ontario, Canada. Welcome, Dave. You can keep the snow. I don't want any of it. TJ Stangs. Good evening, Barry and everyone. From everyone on the chat. Beautiful weather here in East Dublin, Georgia. Let's get our vehicles back on the road this year, 2026. Appreciate you, Barry. Thank you, TJ. Dave Tyson. Good evening, all. Evening, Dave. David, the bowler hat guy. Hello, all. Good evening, Barry. Good evening, sir. Welcome. Troy Drustit. Welcome to 2026. Hope we are all able to make some progress on our projects this year. Last year seemed to be a slow project year for me. Life kept getting in the way. Yeah, it does that sometimes. Glad you're here, Troy. Robert, the Infernal Craftsman. Good evening, all. Evening, all. Great weather here this week again. It won't last long. You're gonna be cooking before too long here in Texas. Nandu, good evening, Barry and everyone. Happy New Year to you. Hope everyone is doing good. Well, thank you, Nandu. And hey, Mecca Man, here in Maryland. Well, glad you're here. I don't know if I gave you a bell yet or not. You get an extra one just for showing up. Dave Conville, Happy New Year. Watching from Caracas this evening. Well, I'm glad you showed up. That's fantastic. I know you're typically in New Jersey, but wherever Caracas is, I'm glad you're here. Roger, Hindsight67, greetings from next door. Greetings, Raj. Clark Clifford, hi Barry and everyone. Hi Clark. I think of you every time I watch Christmas Vacation. Save the neck for you. Steve Reed, hello Barry and everyone. Hope everyone's doing great, and please give Barry a thumbs up. Yes, thank you, Steve. Gerhard, good evening, Barry and gang. Good evening, sir. Bob Shoemaker, evening all from Oklahoma. Nice weather for once. 70 outside, good time for an oil change. Well, you know what? That's a good plan. 70 degrees, that is a good temperature for an oil change. Richard Vogel, good evening, Barry. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, sir. Art Man, Happy New Year from Minnesota. I've got a 67 coupe carcass and some new sheet metal available to anyone close to Minneapolis. Well, there you go. Welcome, Art. Annette Scott, you're here early. Hello, Barry. Hello, everyone. Hello, Annette. And we have Walter Barger. Hello, Barry. Hello, sir. That's a new name. I haven't seen that before. Unless it did something to change the name thing, because we talked about it before. It does the @ and it messes things up. Terry Keithley, Gobcake agrees with me anytime. Yeah, I agree with that. Gerhard, you may have mentioned this already. Is the Fangwood Mustang yours, or are you doing it for someone else? I'm doing it for someone else. Rusty's Restoration, hello Barry and all. Enjoyed the last video. Thumbs up all. Thank you, Rusty. Pat Attic, greetings from PA, which is also Pat Attic. Glad you're here. Annette says pork, greens, and peas are New Year's traditions. Okay. And Mr. Cyrano, I can use some 351 Cleveland high performance parts. Well, maybe you can get some. Maybe they'll show up magically. Walter, New Jersey. Oh, sorry, New Jersey. New on your channel. Awesome channel. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Dave Conville, Caracas, Venezuela. I thought maybe there would be some vintage cars suddenly available here. Yeah, and he says, joking, of course. Yeah, I guess I didn't even know where Caracas was. I guess I didn't pay any attention to that. So, I'm telling you, I'm not 100%, and now I'm almost starting to feel like I'm starting to get warm. Starting to get warm, almost like a fever starting. Not good. Terry Keithley, how's your mom going? We hope okay. She's doing very well. Um, I've talked to her several times over the past couple weeks, and she's doing very well. She has improved with medications and other things. And I should point out, if you're new to my channel, or new to my live stream here, about 2 months ago, I went to visit my mom because I thought she was going to die. She turns out she has pancreatic cancer. She's not getting treatment for it. She's just going to let it do its thing. But she was really sick, and I mean, literally, when I saw her, I thought for sure she was going to die. I mean, within a week. Now she's had some work done, some medicines changed, and she's almost back to like normal now. Now, it doesn't mean that she's going to get any healthier. The cancer's still there. It's not going away. It's not going to be treated. So, as we all know, we all have a clock ticking, and one day that clock is going to stop, and we have to be okay with that. Let me see. Thank you for asking, Terry. Mr. Cyrano, if you think you're getting sick, eat some raw garlic. Yeah, I may have to go get some something. I've been off all day, feeling just off, and I don't know what it is. My neck is tight, my stomach is upset, and right now, my wife has been sick for the last couple weeks with whatever the flu thing is, whatever. I don't know if she finally passed it on to me or not, but I'm feeling it, and I'm probably coming down with the flu. That's probably what's happening. Now it says Tennessee Olds Builder. I know. I'm sorry. I can't think of your name at the moment. How's your hand? Is it hindering your work? First of all, let me say welcome. My hand is doing okay. You know, I had surgery on my middle finger for trigger finger. It's very stiff. It is not functioning the way it should. I can't straighten it, and I've been trying all kinds of stuff to make it work, and it's just not it's okay. I'm able to function and swing hammers and do all that sort of stuff, and it may get better over time, but right now it's painful when I try to straighten the finger out, or if I make a fist, the joint hurts really bad, the middle joint here. I don't know why. But thank you for asking. Mr. Cerno, apricot seeds, look into them. Okay. Roger, hopefully you don't have whatever this bug is. It has kicked my butt for the past week, which is why I have been slow to respond this week. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going downhill right now. I'm getting sweaty or feel hot. My stomach's not feeling good at all. Not fun. But I'm here. I'm trying. Sorry to hear that, Raj. Dave Britton, I am on 16 days with the flu. I hate it. Yeah. Well, I had gotten away from it. I wasn't having any issues. My wife was, dealing with it. Our granddaughter has some version of the flu, and I don't go anywhere really. So it must have finally just got enough into the air that it got me. That's what I'm sensing. So, ooh, man, sorry y'all. I'm feeling really rough right now. Annette, did you hear that Gateway Classics is closing a couple of their dealerships? They're having everything must go sales. No, I don't even know where there's a Gateway Classic located. I may have to look into that. I appreciate that. And everybody else may want to look into it as well. Rick, let me see here. Rick Disabato, Happy New Year from Great White North. Take care of yourself. Awesome videos. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Rich Watley, what's up, everyone? I can't say, but I want to say hi and leave a thumbs up. Thank you for that, Rich. Whew, man, this is going to be a short night, I can tell you right now. This is going to be a short night. Roger, I have to get over quickly. The Chili Bowl is next week. Yeah. Got to go to that. Dave Britton, if you are not up to the live stream, go get some rest. I'm I hate to do it. I don't want to. I hate to cut it short because I've been trying to promote this. With I've been posting on Instagram and I've been posting on Facebook and um, trying to get more people involved and see what's going on in the shop. And like I said, today was ugh, just a really off day, and it's not good. Ah, yeah, yeah. Uh, hey, Mac, I may just need 2 shots of tequila. Yeah, I don't have any tequila. I don't have any. Um, okay, I'm not gonna. I'm not. I can't continue. I'm feeling so bad right now. Like I'm lightheaded. It's not good. I hate to cut it short, guys and gals. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go. I got to go in the house. My head's starting to feel dizzy, and that's not good at all. Hopefully everything goes. I get recover from this and get back to it, and be back here next Monday, of course. But whew, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm sorry. So keep watching the videos, and until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.